Hi superheroes, my name is Mahony. I am the creator of Spiritual Superheroes Life Coaching, and here today I will talk to you all about how to make friends when you are differently abled. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to get the notifications. So let's begin. So the number one way to make friends when you are differently abled or disabled, as society calls us, is to open up. With Spina Bifida, it is often difficult to open up to others because with a disability we have a lot of things that we hold quite personal to us. The ability to be fully open and vulnerable is at times scary because there is always that fear of rejection. If you're willing and open to telling your story, in my experience, it will always often be well received. Worst case scenario is that if someone were to judge you for your story that you've told them, those people really are not your people, and they shall not really have a place in your life or not serve a purpose in your life. They're just not your people if they're going to reject who you are. So, number two is saying yes as much as possible. Of course, you've got to set boundaries with saying yes to certain things, but as a man with spina bifida myself, I've struggled with this at the best of times. So if someone were to say, if you were to meet someone and they asked you to, tag along, maybe they were just going for a drive or something along those lines, and they asked you if you'd like to tag along, saying yes shows that you are willing to make the effort. I know at times, having a disability, spina bifida myself, it's often hard to get motivated to do these things. But again, in my experience, because I am quite an introvert at times, I have found that once I'm actually out and about, it actually more so motivates me to actually be out and mingling and talking to people, and that it's the initial getting out that is actually the difficult part for me in my experiences. So just saying yes to things like a drive, or maybe a friend wants to go to the movies or something simple like that. Quite often, we, for whatever reason, a lot of the time, or some of the time, we find it difficult to find the motivation to get out. But I think you'll find that once you're actually out and actually doing things, the motivation will just naturally come. So try to say yes as much as possible, but also set those boundaries as well, because you don't want to be saying yes to everything. So number three is to volunteer somewhere that you are passionate about. This may be an animal shelter, or maybe a youth centre, or somewhere like that. When you are volunteering, you'll find people are there for similar reasons. They're passionate about the same things that you're passionate about. You'll find common ground, common interests, and this in turn will help you better get to know these people that you are basically being around, and it'll help you come out of your shell a little bit and communicate and get to know these people, because there is in fact common ground there. The common ground, finding the common ground in any situation is quite a big one when meeting friends in general, not just as someone with a disability, but with meeting people in general. Finding common ground is one of the main factors of making friends in general. So find somewhere that you are passionate about volunteering in, and maybe go with that. That's another way to meet people. So number 4 is go to cultural events, i.e. concerts or art exhibitions. I'm an artist. I like things that are visual. I like to draw. I like to, play music. So I like going to concerts as well. And I think if you're into that type of thing, concerts or art exhibitions, finding those people are quite mind expanding, I guess. And not only that, being an artist myself, artists, being around artists can actually help you come out of your shell and mingle with others, because they are quite outgoing characters, artists. They are very warm people, and they are people that I guess don't take life too seriously, so they're easy to get along with. They're very down to earth. So I myself, I love art, so those people are actually, I would consider them my people. I I do. I love artists because I myself are an artist of some sort. Um, so number 5 is taking a class, studying something that may pique your interest. Now, much like volunteering, in an educational environment, you will find people that are there for a similar reason. They've got common interests. They're both there for the same reasons that we may be, because they're interested in the same class, the same thing that's being taught. So this then helps again to establish common ground, because you are there for the similar reasons. So it sort of gives you something right off the bat to talk about with another person. It gives you things to talk about, and helps you better share ideas and things that are floating around in your head as to, getting to know someone. So it makes it a lot easier to, again, make friends with someone when you establish a common ground. So I've done a lot of studying as well over the years. I've studied art, I've studied music, and done a few other courses over the course of the last 36 years. Plus I went to school for a little while. So, I mean, I love learning. Again, I have a certain thirst for knowledge, and I love to learn new things. I actually have made this thing where I actually have made a promise to myself where I actually try to learn one new thing every day. whether it be about myself or someone else or something else, because I do have that thirst for knowledge, and I'm all about self-growth and everything else. So I am quite interested in educating myself on a deeper level because I do have that thirst for knowledge. So, number 6 is be yourself. Now, I know this is a bit of a cliche. Everyone says just be yourself, but being yourself is not necessarily necessary for the sake of a friend that you may make. It's more necessary for yourself, because being yourself is necessary, because if someone were to meet you, take an interest in you, and all of that while you are in fact being yourself, that means that said person actually likes you as a person, who you are, who you are true to yourself, and you don't have to sacrifice your authenticity to please that person or to adjust to their way of life, because you should never sacrifice your authenticity. You should stay true to yourself, be who you are. If people don't like you as you are as a person, then again, they really don't serve a purpose in your life. Because, again, you should never sacrifice who you are as a person. Always stay true to yourself. So, the last one is something that I have on my list of personal deal breakers, and that is having a disability. I always ask people whether they have in fact done some sort of first aid, because in the past I have had seizures and other medical emergencies, and as someone with a disability, I need to know that with a situation like that, if I do happen to have a seizure, I don't have a lot of seizures anymore, but if I happen to have one, I need to know that I'm going to be safe in another person's care when that may happen. As I say, it's worst case scenario. It doesn't happen a lot anymore, but it just puts my mind at ease knowing that I have a friend that can take care of me in a situation where I may or may not have some sort of medical emergency. So that is 7 ways to make friends. So I am Joel. This is Spiritual Superheroes Coaching, and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.